開始啦！本作是愛情作品啊，估佢唔到。輔助功能，有文字大小喎。自動語音關閉，文字轉換語音。咁樣睇得幾清楚，就咁咩？字幕語言繁中啦，但係佢應該係淨係得英文嘅配音嘅。開波。
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Hi. 等等啊，點解個 screen 有啲奇怪？黑白係啊，黑白嘅應該。咦？等陣先，點解咁奇怪嘅？我搞個，我搞個 Windows size 先啊，唔好意思，啱啱先留意到，咁樣。依家正常返啦 ，OK 啦。森林裏面有一條小徑啦，跟住然後呢條小徑嘅盡頭有間木屋，木屋嘅地窖裏邊呢就有位公主啦，跟住呢就交翻俾旁白講啦。
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
任務好清晰，我哋要殺嗰個喺地窖裏邊嘅公主，係咪？hfok 唔係旁白咩？我唔係旁白啊，旁白自己會講嘢㗎。我係劇透下先，隻 game 好難玩，竟然我諗住今晚可以輕鬆啲，唔使用腦。今日玩咗，今日玩咗成日火炬，越玩越頹個人，唔係好想玩之前嗰啲 JRPG 啊嗰類型嘅嘢。OK， 總之我哋依家有好多個唔同嘅選擇嘅。第一個咧就係探究世界會滅亡，你在說什麼啦？第二個就係都係探究嘅，就係問翻旁白，到底你曾經想過公主毀滅世界就係因為你哋囚禁佢哋嗎？又或者殺死公主似乎唔係善良之舉？亦都有呢個不能由其他人來做這件事嗎？再落啦，諗都唔好諗，我係唔會咁做嘅。之後咧就係你諗過。或許我可以接受世界滅亡，係咯？有冇諗過其實我可以接受到世界滅亡呢樣嘢咧？又或者可以諗下，到底做呢一件事有冇打賞嘅先？好，跟住又或者呢個好啊，謝謝你嘅告訴我，我應該要做啲咩咧？太棒了！我一直都係想殺呢個皇宮貴族，革命萬歲，又或者可以不發一言前往木屋，又或者轉身離開。要用呢種方法去玩，喂，我有啲難，依家可以睇到喎。咩叫呢一種方法去玩呢隻 game？ anyways， 咁今次嘅玩法呢，好簡單，又係留翻俾大家有選擇，但我冇諗過有咁多個選擇咁解嘅啫。係啦，咁到底應該揀啲乜嘅嘢呢？第一個就係到底噏乜，第二就係有冇諗過你韞住佢，所以佢先至會令到世界滅亡。跟住之後亦都有好多其他，例如究竟公主係咪善良啊？唔可以由其他人做啊呢啲。咁今晚唔開投票啦，邊個第一個答就拎邊一個答，就做邊一個啦。周深達拉崩吧？咩叫周深達拉崩吧？唔識。周深係人嚟噶啦，達拉崩吧係咩嚟嘅？歌未聽過，sorry。咁好彩我冇開啫，唔係嗰一間又俾人哋話我版權啊嗰啲嘢。話我版權唔係一個問題，係佢成日都要彈一句嘢出嚟，係咁話俾我聽，隔2日就話俾我聽呢一條片有版權呢樣嗰樣。我心諗你唔俾我 monetize 咪唔俾我 monetize，所以有乜所謂咧？我都 dismiss 咗你，係要彈出嚟嗰下煩。咁點啊？我哋應該點面對呢個公主呢？我應唔應該直接轉身就走呢？有轉身走喎，但係我哋應該去個木屋。上咗佢啊！即係呢個啦。好。
That's the spirit. You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
OK， 公主睇嚟係會用一啲語言藝術去欺騙我哋，我哋要小心謹慎。所以隻 game 係投票公主個死法，唔肯定。
We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them.
係咯，我哋唔係應該要救公主嘅咩？點解我哋會係變咗殺公主咧
Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
？OK， 旁白都有人格分裂，或者係投玩家嘅死法。咁呢個得一個可能性，就係前往木屋啦。咁我哋依家就向呢個木屋出發。
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade.
已經 ready 好晒噶咯，空氣我哋都有噶咯，我哋隨時可以拎佢落去個地牢，跟住然後就殺咗個公主，咁就完㗎啦。
Blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
咁特別把匕首就咁攤咗喺度嘅啫，一定要靠佢咩？我哋需唔需要拎起把匕首，定係我哋徒手殺佢？邊一個係一個最好嘅方法呢？你哋覺得？旁白就話俾我哋聽，我哋需要呢把匕首嘅，但我有呢個諗法呢，我哋未必一定要用，我哋可以有好多種方法殺到個公主嘅，係咪？既然已經俾我哋綁住咗喺下邊啊，算定還是佢喺下邊 free roaming 呢？ 有冇任何意見？一 OK， 拎起把匕首。
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
入去啦，拎起咗把匕首啦，我哋個 icon 都變咗拎住咗把匕
The
首。
door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
真啊！
Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here. Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
公主好似胸有成竹咁啊把聲，我哋應該回應返佢，繼續落去，直接話俾佢聽，我嚟攞你命，定係佢咧？
Good. You're still listening to reason.
旁白就話我哋仲有理智喎 ，OK？
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
反正出問題仲可以轉去黑白。已經聽 Benny 講咗死。
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world? Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
Kill me or something？ 還不是你為什麼會有這種想法？佢啦就係、一係就話直接話被你識破，我係直接嚟殺你嘅；一係咧就係佢，不是，我還沒決定，我只是來和你談話，鼓起勇氣上前。Benny 揀咗幾次啊？我今次聽阿輝講，1、2、3、4、5、6，鼓起勇氣上前。
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
Oh? No talking then? Fine. What even makes you think you can kill me? I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it.
喂，佢冇講錯嘅喎，佢有啲意思喎，真係。係咪真係要行過去先？條鏈都幾長下，我哋呢度都仲安全嘅喎。
So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
旁白依然游說我哋去，但係阿公主所講嘅亦都有不無道理啊！哇！如果佢唔係虛張聲勢，如果佢真係殺咗我哋，會點呢？失禮晒，原來係 Dio 大人。第二個就係你，就係問阿旁白，你確定公主冇任何武器？佢可能都收埋咗一啲裙底啊、背脊啊之類嘅喎，定還是同公主坦誠相對傾下呢？堅持己見，唔會放低匕首，抌低個匕首，定係直接送佢上路？
You lunge forward without a moment's hesitation. You feel flesh easily give way and look down to see your blade already sinking deep into her heart.
Oh. This is it, isn't it?
吓？
I'm almost embarrassed. I should have seen that coming. But I have to wonder. Do you actually believe this was enough to kill me?
誒
It's like she's convinced she can't die. Yes, even as she lays there dying, she entirely believes herself to be alive and well. But it's over, isn't it? She stopped breathing moments ago, that arrogant look still plastered on her face. But is it over? Really over?
誒，英勇嘅聲音又問我哋咯喎，係咪真係完咗呢？廢話，佢都死咗，完啦。我唔肯定，感覺好似佢有留一手，定還是想必不是，這也未免太容易。呢個英勇嘅聲音好似說服緊我哋，故事未到此為止喎。
Yes, exactly. It's over. With your work done, you make your way back up the stairs, closing the door to the basement behind you.
輕鬆。
Why do I feel like we've done something terrible?
點解個英勇嘅聲音硬係好似咁矛底嘅呢？
You did kill someone. Greater good or not, something would be very wrong with you if you didn't feel at least a little bad. But it was for the greater good. One of these days that will sink in and help ease your guilty conscience. But that day isn't today. Let's just get out of here.
真啊，係時候走啦！爆機，係時候走啦！離開。
You open the cabin door, ready to return to a world saved from certain doom. Only, a world saved from certain doom isn't what you find. Instead, what you find is nothing at all. Where a lush forest stood mere minutes ago, the only thing in front of you now is the vast emptiness of some place far away.
好似未爆機喎。
What happened? Everyone is fine. It's just that you and the cabin are now far away from them. Don't worry. You'll be safe here. This is good. Everyone is happy. You'll be happy.
我真係會開心咩？無啦啦，聽你講殺咗公主，然後依家成個世界變咗黑暗，我被困喺呢一間木屋同一條死屍一齊。唉，鬼切痛，放我出去。哦，好啊。我本來期待拯救世界能換來更好、更美好嘅結局，到底邊樣呢？好似俾個旁白扇咗一鑊喎，我哋。哦，好把，OK OK。
I'm so glad you're keeping an open mind.
真啊，
This is what's best for everyone. Trust me. Time passes. You can't be sure if it's days or months or years or even decades. It's all a wonderful, boring blur. You've never been happier. Psst. Hey. We're not just gonna stay here forever, right?
你聽到旁白講咩？我好高興，我哋都好高興，冇得再開心，冇得更幸福啦。定還是見鬼得不？你有辦法弄我們出去？當然咯，我就喜歡這裏。OK， 我們都很高
Are
興。
we really happy? Or is he just telling us that we are?
英勇嘅聲音，乜嘢意思啊你？好吧，也許我並不高興。我這麼說，不只因為與我最後交談的是你。三超窄係我嗰個頭先三喎，真係超窄。不，我們很高興，我可以保證。 第二都仲係超窄喎，你係咪想要個超窄啊？阿輝，Benny 都話二啦，我哋做個終極宅男啊！
Really? Well, if you ever change your mind, just let me know, I guess. More happy time passes, though the word begins to lose its meaning. Time, that is, not happy. Happy still has plenty of meaning. Please shake yourself out of it. We have to get out of here. The little voices, please, fall on deaf ears. Eventually you pass into a blissful state of pure existence. Though words like eventually and pass ceased to have any meaning to you long before that shift, you simply exist. Happy. Forever.
幾好啊！呢個結局 ，good ending 成功啊！美好結局，真是不是蓋的。你拯救了全人類，拎埋成就，仲有 credit 先，原始剪輯版嘅啫，合咗好。你的歌單 The Princess, The World Ender, Eternal Bliss. Yay, you did it! 為了表達謝意，我們特地為你準備了獨一無二嘅音樂播放清單。如要揭取螢幕畫面，你可以按 H 現隱藏 UI 入 Discord 咯。真爆機睇嚟係探究，再其他探究，翻返去 menu 啦。咦，有得 continue 嘅？哦，呢個 continue 咁樣。Okay. 就咁就完？定係試下去其他？試埋去其他咯。我哋冇其他組入遊戲。開局新啦。
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin.
打晒全部結局先關台，一冇留意就爆咗機啦，爆咗一次啦，已經輕鬆。
You're here to slay her.
嗱，我哋頭先做咗嘅就係轉身離開，係咪？下面我哋頭先做咗嘅就不發一語前往木屋啦。咁我哋今次試下轉身就走，話唔定唔理個旁白，我哋可以唔使嚟入去嗰間屋咧。
Seriously? You're just going to turn around and leave?Do you even know where you're going?
Hello， 以前呢隻好癲下，喂，點解個個都識嘅？咁出名嘅咩呢隻？打算掉頭就走，真係有地方可以去，好出名啊！竟然好啦，你打死不退，我會進木屋殺咗公主，又或者也許我會殺咗佢，又或者我唔會，總之等住嚟睇。說謊有，我確實有一個可以去嘅地方，冇。 我唔想入去嗰度。乜想去哪裏才重要？木屋，我才不要去木屋。OK。不瞞你說，我很能接受世界滅亡，並樂於迎接新人類，唔係迎接人類滅亡之後嘅新時代。sorry，所以我要往另一個方向去了，或者乜都唔講，直接離開，全部都要死清光。揀邊個 option 啊？繼續走啦！頭先我哋入咗木屋，試完之後，好似俾佢困咗咁，困咗我哋喺個木屋裏邊。冇死清，要死清光，死清光係先。死清光係人類滅亡，係啦，呢個迎接新時代。OK。
There won't be a new dawn if the world ends. There'll just be nothing forever. Fine. I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the cabin. Good. What we're being asked to do here is wrong. Better to wash our hands of this whole situation than to take part in it. Ignore that annoying little voice. He doesn't know what he's talking about. That's strange. It looks like this path also leads to the cabin. How convenient. Everything's back on track again. Maybe the world can still be saved after all.
喂，揾笨嘢點都要翻嚟間屋嘅，唔理你哋選擇，我再轉身走。
You're really
傻得。
keen on wasting everyone's time, aren't you? It's remarkably selfish, if you ask me. I've already outlined the stakes of the situation. If you don't do your job, everyone dies. Like, dies. Forever.
死都不能再死。有得揀啦，唔理你，我先唔想殺公主，或者世人應該要死呢？全死啊！仲要我替佢哋去殺人，係咪傻咗？你可唔可以唔好情緒勒索？一言不發，繼續走下小徑。3
Stakes and consequences aren't emotional blackmail. They're facts of life, and if you had an ounce of maturity, you'd understand that. But fine, you turn around and trek back down the path you came. Oh, would you look at that? You're at the cabin again. Now, I'm not normally one for superstition or astrology, but I have to say, it seems like the universe itself is doing its best to bring you to your fated confrontation with the princess.
死都要逼我翻嚟呢間屋喎，這是無從爭論是嗎？我就是得進入木屋，好，就如你所願。是嗎？但我又開始走另一個方向，不瞞你說，我會繼續在荒野徘徊，直到找到個方法離開呢個地方。啱啊！唔好理個旁白，頭先就係聽咗佢講入咗間屋之後就 GG 咗，俾佢困咗一世，死都唔入去今次。
Let me tell you right now that you're making the wrong one for pretty much everyone who's ever lived, as well as for everyone who ever will. And here we go. As you trudge into the woods, something strange starts to happen. At first, it's little flickers out of the corner of your eyes. Glimpses of familiar wooden structures through the leaves. But as you focus on your surroundings, you start to realize that those flickers weren't just a trick of light. In every direction, there is a path and a cabin. And not just a cabin, the cabin. An infinite fractal of paths and cabins desperately trying to draw you back to where you need to be. Wait, what's going on?
用個聲音都開始話我唔得噶。
You're too stubborn for that, aren't you? It doesn't matter how many paths or cabins appear around you, you're just going to do whatever you can to shirk your responsibility because you care more about irritating me than you do about the fate of the world.
咁你係邊個呢？旁白
You've doomed us all, you know that, right? But of course you do. Otherwise you wouldn't just wander off into the forest in search of certain death. You lose track of just how long you spend aimlessly tromping through the wilderness. But it's not like any of that time spent lost in the woods really matters, because it isn't long before the world ends and everyone dies.
誒，去咗 Chapter 2咯喎。
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
粒礦會有品質。去到 Chapter 2佢都仲係同我講同一樣嘢嘅，但係
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
睇下先，會唔會有新嘅選擇呢？睇下先啊！咦，係咪多咗個雪芳啊？好啦好啦，前往小木屋，這次我一定會屠殺那個公主。但係呢個係講大話，呢個係新嘅。係我知道要去個木屋，可以前往個木屋。今次好似冇得翻轉頭喎。佢仲有呢個，等等，這不是發生過了嗎？好吧，不要。你不是在開玩笑？他上次真的毀滅了世界，不是嗎？他到底是何方神聖？全部都唔同喎。你這個混蛋，你完蛋了！我知道你嘅詭計，但係我死咗，整個世界都會毀滅。咁我喺呢度做咩呢？上次呢度冇嗰啲牆，多咗埲牆喎，係喎。你唔可以強迫我去呢一個木屋。前往木屋佢，定還是問個究竟？定還是懶醒當我哋真係知道發生緊啲咩事？不要。
Oh, don't you start grandstanding about morals. The fate of the world is at risk right now, and the life of a mere princess shouldn't stop you from saving us all. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. I don't know. I think it's more fun if he knows what we're thinking. He's like a captive audience.
叛逆嘅聲音，新朋友，我哋多咗一個。依家有旁白，有英勇，有叛逆咯。
The entire world ending wasn't enough to get rid of us. I don't think there's much he can do other than object. I wonder what else we can do to ruin his day.
真啊，我都想知啊。我都想知啊。
If by ruining my day you mean ruining everyone's day forever, then yes, I suppose there are plenty of ways you could pull that off.
係咯，一直有個旁白同我講嘢，真係有啲怪。但係仲有兩把奇怪嘅聲音，嗰兩把奇怪嘅聲音可以假設係我個腦自己諗嘢嘅聲音嚟，但個旁白係乜水呢？
The world really did end last time, didn't it? We should be careful. For all we know, we just got lucky. The world hasn't ended yet, and you are never going to slay her with that attitude. Stuff those pathetic little voices to the back of your mind and stay focused on the task ahead. 佢仲聽到我自己個腦裏面諗緊嗰啲嘢。上次這裏冇呢一啲牆。好啦好啦，前往木屋，係，我知道，我就去木屋，沉默地前往木屋。冇啦，1、2、3、4，四個選項。所以旁白個立場好奇怪，係啊。但係佢令到我哋真係好幸福喎！頭先第一次。4，有冇其他選擇？睇下有冇其他選擇啦。以前揀咗幾次啦，因為講咁多嘢吧。唔係㗎，可能可以咁樣跟住又兜返出去呢。我哋好啦，冇其他人選擇，咁我就聽二次話去第4啦。Let's go. A warning before you go any further.
哇！呢埲牆都幾多下喎。
She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. If we're stuck going in there, maybe we should believe her. Maybe she isn't a liar.
如果進去後被困住，我哋應該要相信佢。你睇 JoJo 個旁白都係一直講嘢，非常合理，真啊！
Ignore him. He's just being difficult for the sake of it. Let's keep an open mind.
前個木屋，我哋又翻返嚟呢個熟悉嘅木屋
Cabin interior is wrong. A confusing patchwork of many cabin interiors, all projected across what's almost the same space. But it's all shifted. An inch here, a foot there, such that the seams are never quite visible enough for the place to make any sense.
咁奇怪嘅，今次呢間屋裏邊啲嘢似真唔係真，睇下地底嗰度，呢一度係升空嚟嘅。我哋攞嚟殺人嗰把匕首依然喺度。
The only furniture of note is a plain table, its legs all the wrong lengths, its material devoid of feature. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. If he wants us to take it, maybe we should just leave it to collect dust, or better yet, grab it and throw it out the window. What good is a knife against a world-ending monstrosity anyway? No, we're taking the knife. Have you seen this place? We have literally no idea what to expect and no idea what we're dealing with.
呢個英勇嘅聲音點聽都係一個騰雞嘅聲音嚟嘅。
I've already told you what you're dealing with. You're dealing with a princess. How many times do I have to explain this incredibly simple and straightforward premise? You can't just say that. But when everything here is so wrong. Listen to me. My job is to describe facts as facts and to guide you through your job, which is to slay the princess and through that action, save the entire world.
唔知啊，淨係贏咗一次，變咗一個好幸福嘅人。依家去緊第二次，我都唔知到底個主角係咩事。我覺得佢係多重人格嘅。呢次有兩個先，咩英勇同埋叛逆嗰兩個先。旁白係咪佢我就唔知啦。我覺得由高階直接開始抽品質好過喺下邊，因為你喺下邊整嘅話，你仲要確保晒每一種原料一樣先至可以合成同一個品質去合成。
And if you're going to slay her, you cannot let fear creep into your heart. You cannot lose yourself before you even get to her.
以為主角黐咗線，其實係你黐咗線，兩樣我都覺。
Oh, you've piqued my interest. What's going to happen if we lose ourselves? Nothing, because you're going to pull yourself together. Just ignore the stressful geometry and stay calm. How? Even if we closed our eyes, you're constantly describing it to us.
真啊？點樣可以無視啊？大佬，你係咁同我哋講一輪嘴咁講旁白。
I'm not going to stop doing my job, so you're just going to have to get better at yours, and quickly, if you don't mind. Yes, take a deep breath. I'm all for getting under his skin, but we'll miss out on loads of fun if we shrivel up into a ball and go insane the first time we see something weird. What you're seeing here is obviously real. Just accept it and go with the flow. It really isn't hard. Okay, I'm fine. Good. Now, whenever you're ready, we're all waiting for you to complete a very important task.
你沒有說過有關牆上面嗰個鏡子任何事，靠近鏡子拎起匕首進入地窖，進入地窖係唔拎匕首直接入去。我覺得旁白係有身份嘅，應該叫迷之聲音之類。我諗佢係直接譯，即係由英文譯翻做中文 narrator 咁樣。4、2嗱，今次聽下快人。今次聽下快啦，因為以前揀咗好多次啦，真係。 難得有第二個，靠近鏡子望下塊鏡係咩嚟啊？
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or at least it'll be a mirror once we wipe off that layer of grime.
擦乾淨睇下先。
You reach forward, rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now.
開隻手做咩事啊？
But there was a mirror a second ago.
我哋唔係人嚟嘅咩？
And now it's gone. You know that taking the mirror away from us isn't going to change things, right? We'll find it again, and then we'll see whatever it is that you don't want us to see.
我哋一開頭殺佢嗰陣時，隻手唔係咩？唔係咩？我記錯咗？塊鏡冇咗啦！有人話過係人咩？冇啊！但係我哋一開頭拎起嗰陣時，唔係見過我哋隻手去捅落去個公主嗰度嘅咩？定係我完全記錯咗啊？一定要啊！直接入去。原來自己係狗，唔似係狗咯，似係 Goblin 咯。上過你，應該係上過我，係喎，嗰個係上過我嚟嘅喎。我頭先死咗，依家翻生喎。你啱喎。二唔拎起匕首直接入去 ，OK。做人要和平 ，OK。
The door of the basement creaks open, revealing a web of branching staircases all built from unidentifiable materials. Nothing here seems to belong, and the closer you examine your surroundings, the more confused you get, your head throbbing with the effort of making sense of this place. None of the stairs even seem to go anywhere, let alone down.
其實我係狗頭蛇，每個頭各自嗰樣嘢，真三頭地鼠。哇！點解個地窖變咗咁樣㗎？係咪真係應該拎翻頭先把匕首呢？
The air here has a sickening, almost sludge-like miasma to it, the kind of indiscernible quality that comes from the blending together of every scent there is at once. An odour that is simultaneously everything and yet the sum of it all coalescing into a thick, nauseating nothing. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favour.
史萊妹先生智慧老師邊度咁？你把匕首仲有咩用？我都想知，但係佢好似話我一定要拎住把匕首先有用㗎嘛？唔係咩？我應該係個渣嚟㗎。
Her voice, a disquieting collage of tone and personality, drags up the stairs.
Hello? Hi. What are you doing here? Are you here to kill?
哇！佢成把聲唔同晒喎，睇嚟一間撞到嗰個女人都同頭先唔同咗㗎咯。
No, thank you. Oh, don't be such a baby. I don't want to do this. Let's just turn around and leave. This feels wrong. This feels like a trap. Like whatever we do, we're gonna die.
我都覺啊。
We don't even have a weapon.
係咯。
But we already tried turning around and leaving, didn't we? And he threw up a wall. No way to go but forward. And whatever choice we make, whatever she is, we know one thing for sure.
係咩呢？
And what's that? That the fate of the world hinges on your success?
點解突然間變翻做旁白嘅？因為呢個明明係頭先嗰個人把聲嚟嘅喎。
There'll still be plenty of ways to ruin his day.
哦，OK，明白。我哋三叉路走左邊難走嘅階梯，中間嘅階梯，右邊好似容易啲走嘅階梯。阿峰，你有冇任何選擇啊？以設話3，好行嗰條，做人唔好咁犯賤。 下風認唔認機啦，風唔認嘅話，我哋就行條簡單易走嘅路。好，右邊。
You step to the right. The path feels soft and reassuring against your feet. The stairs almost seem to cradle you as you make your way down, like they're guiding your heels from one step directly to the next. You barely have to extend any effort to descend, the stairway doing most of the work for you. You don't feel like there's any concern you might slip or tumble or lose your way.
Fear and hunger 之後望下先。
But the further you go, the deeper you sink in. First, it's like a lovely plush carpet, your toes digging down and barely hitting any resistance at all. But soon enough, you're fighting just to keep your knees from sinking out of sight. The softness threatens to swallow you whole, to wrest control of your body and surround you in a false ethereal bliss, pretending to save you from the cruelties of choice and consequence. It's slow going, but you manage to fight against the overwhelming urge to fall back into comfort and nothingness, the very struggle to continue forward consuming your every thought.
咦？
You slowly lose sense of yourself the further you go.
我哋咪死咗啦！
Time disappears, and you can feel yourself begin to untether. Physical sensations dull and then vanish, until the only things experienced are the endless repeating patterns and emotions of the journey, a continuous march forward to a destination long forgotten. Consumption and betrayal, skepticism and blind devotion, rivalry and submission, terror and longing, pain and unfamiliarity. And at the heart of it all, an emotion that can only be described as...
Are you okay?
哦，嚇死！Are you okay?
What the hell was that? What happened to us? I feel so strange. Like I'm fundamentally different, but also still the same person I was at the top of the stairs.
應該係咁上下嘅嗰個，應該係類似 GM 咁上下，但係我覺得佢有其他不軌嘅意圖。睇下先啊，又同之前唔同晒喎。佢話我哋個感覺。
Oh well, that was a trip, but now it's over. Time to get back to our old devilish ways. The princess, eyes bright but otherwise shrouded in darkness, watches you impatiently from the other side of the basement. Don't forget why you're here.
咦，未完㗎。
And why are we here again? In case you weren't listening, I'm afraid I lost myself on the way down. You're here to... He's just being an ass, we remember. Though I'm still not sure if we should trust you. Let's talk to her for a bit, try and get our bearings. She seems normal.
公主都殺有冇人性？個故事又或者個名係要我哋殺咗個公主，但係我記得一開頭嗰一忽佢話呢一個係一個愛情嘅作品，但係我諗緊佢到底個愛情作品係到底係咪英文嘅 work of love 啊，定係乜鬼呢？一個唔中立嘅 GM， 一個有隱藏身份嘅 GM， 其實都係魔鬼。係好啦，我哋應該要黑色愛情，我唔知。話唔定個 narrator 係我哋嘅戀人，呢一個係個小三，佢派我哋殺咗個小三咧。抱歉，我不知道我怎麼會在這裡。二啊，你叫咩名？嚟到呢一度嘅過程好奇怪，有種4分5裂然後重組嘅感覺。你知唔知我嘅經歷？你知唔知我經歷咗啲乜？就我所知，你被關在這裡係有理由嘅。你知道自己點解會被關喺度嗎？ 好明顯你會威脅到呢個世界，有人派我嚟殺你。咩都唔知就殺人，有冇人性？我上一輪被逼㗎，唔係我做主嘅嗰個，佢哋叫我拎起把匕首，然後捅落佢嗰度。好啦，問下佢咩名啦，起碼要知道個名先可以殺嘅，係咪？
You can call me Princess if you'd like.
其實我已經知佢叫咩名噶啦，本身佢就係叫公主。
Princess.
As the princess speaks again, it's almost as if she fractures, and where there was once just one of her, there is now another. We can do that? I don't like this. It's those cabins all over again. Can we put her back? You said you'd been here before, right? What exactly happened last time? Does it matter? Yes, it matters. But I'm not going to waste any more time prying out details if you're going to be so irritating about it. It seems to me like you saw something you weren't supposed to have seen. If only you'd listened to whatever words of wisdom you were given in that other reality. But what's done is done, isn't it? Whatever you saw last time, unsee it. Whatever thoughts weaseled their way into your head, unthink them. If it's not already too late. You have a job to do here, and you need to do it now. Ooh, new plan. Let's see if we can make even more of her.
你嘅數量增加咗，公主嚟到呢個過程，都係仲係講緊呢個4分5裂，然後重組嘅感覺。就我所知，都係呢一個很顯然，你嘅威脅到同頭先一樣嘅呢一個。我要帶你離開這裡，試着放他自由。點解呢幾個係同一個嚟嘅？無限繁殖 ，OK。
Do you need help? Not that there's much I can do chained up like this, but I'm the only one down here. So if you need anything, I'll do my best. What's that supposed to mean? Are you trying to get under my skin?
又增值咗咯，真係。
She fractures again. I don't like where this is going. Neither do I, which is why you need to slay her now before things get more complicated than they already are. How would we even do that? Where would we start?
係咯，我哋又冇帶匕首。
We'd always start by retrieving the blade.
我哋可以翻去拎翻個匕首。
Can we even leave this place? I don't like thinking about what might happen to us if we have to go back through those stairs. Well, that's where the blade is. If you want it, you'll have to go and get it. I don't think we're going to be able to put her back.
將佢塞翻入去。
Kind of hurts to think about it, doesn't it? It's like everything we say just multiplies her. It certainly looks that way, so please, for the love of everything, stop asking her questions and stop stalling. You're obviously just making things worse.
最後呢一忽係咪 bug 咗呢？無論我冇得揀嘅呢幾個。一就係繼續問佢，二都係繼續問佢噶啦，第三又係繼續問佢，第四都係繼續問佢，第五呢就係全部嘢都係楞埋喺同一個嘅，取得匕首又好，放佢自由又好，無法信任，但我冇辦法可以信任一切，將公主留喺呢一度，單人後宮宿。睇先幾多個？1、2、3、4，四個選擇。3，誠實啲。喂，你頭先叫我唔好就咁殺咗佢，咪冇人性。依家就誠實啲。OK。
But I don't want to hurt anyone. I like the world, I think. You don't think I'm some sort of monster, do you?
Everything you've heard about me is true, and I'm going to lay waste to everything, starting with you.
哇！呢、個好明顯邪惡好多，把聲都邪惡好多。
Okay, this was fun for a bit, but we can't even really interact with her, can we? What's the point of asking questions if all we're going to get is a million answers? Can't even follow what's going on anymore. We need to get out of here. This whole place is making me itch.
好啦，剩翻3個 option 啫，依家都係嗰3個，但係第3個呢個好似 bug 咗。我諗本身係有呢3個可以揀嘅。如果我放你離開，你要做什麼？都好嘅，知道個動機，就算輸咗，我哋下次都知應該點樣面對佢。
Are you looking for the truth? Or are you looking for the right answer?
I could tell you that I'd lead a quiet life in the woods, or that I'd open an orphanage, or that I'd do any other number of good things that I'm sure you think you want to hear. I'm a prisoner here, and whether or not you shoved me down here, you're practically my captor at this point. Anything I'd say is tainted by that.
也會因此遭到扭曲。
Besides, you already know what I'm going to do.
係咪準備會有多一個分身呢？
Not a single real answer. At least aside from Miss Blood and Destruction, it's infuriating, isn't it? Whose buttons are there for us to press? Whose skin is there for us to get under? Not exactly how I'd put it, but I don't disagree. There must be something we can do. Asking questions just seems to make things worse.
強迫直殺惡夢係，我都覺。1同2，2就係呢3個唔知點解深烤楞埋咗一齊。2啦，睇下會發生啲咩事啊！
Wait, that's not right. Go on. Take a step forward. Your foot lands, but it lands different. You experience a firm footfall, a gentle tread, a confident stride.
5等分咗啦。
You can feel yourself rupture. The room spins, your perception multiplying in a sickening kaleidoscope as your very self is pulled in incomprehensibly many directions. You find the blade suddenly in your hands. All at once you use it to strike at her bindings as you remain upstairs and slay her and leave her to languish alone. Is this what the end of the world looks like? What an unbearable mess. But this... we can't...
其實你自己就係公主，你都有可能喎。但頭先隻手唔似啊。
Do you not have anything witty to say? I could use a good bit of wit right now. No, I don't, because this isn't fun. How are we supposed to have fun if everything is happening at the same time? It's the same as nothing happening, and nothing is excruciating. Luckily for all of us, nothing and everything doesn't go on forever. The world and the princess collapse in on themselves before it all falls apart. I think he's gone. We were never going to salvage this, were we?
覺唔覺得個世界好似係幻想，有啲似唔同時間線嘅自己，係咯，唔同時間線嘅自己重疊埋咗一齊咯。
What happened to us? What are we? There are parts of us that are dead, and the others, they just don't fit. They just don't fit. We can feel them moving around in spaces they don't belong. It's all so uncomfortable. Did you do this? Did we do this? Can you pull us back apart? Can you fix us?
We should help her. I think we did this.
係我哋咩？
How surprisingly sincere. I didn't actually think our actions had consequences. It's a little late for regret, isn't it?
Please.
唔係啊，我冇將佢變到咁啊！ 不會有事，我盡力而為。我不覺得應該把你變回去，不，你毀了一切，我才不要把你變回去，什麼也不說。3，我不覺得應該把你變回去。喂，頭先你唔係咁噶喎，以前一開頭你好似好企喺公主嗰邊噶，點解突然間變晒嘅？又捅佢又捅佢，又要唔將佢變翻做原本。冇計。其他人呢？有冇其他人有其他諗法？1、2、3、4、5、6個選擇，定係大家都覺得唔應該將佢變翻去，由得佢咁樣？冇就3啦。Oh my god！比六門女王仲要多。好，拎去動物園賺錢。OK， 3，哇，哦，嚇親。但你無從得知他是否有機會聽見你的答覆。他不見了，他被某種東西取代了。發鏡喎，頭先嗰塊。
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
係咯，連旁白都消失咗咯。照下鏡，靠近鏡，我都唔知佢走咗去邊。嗱，我想知道個旁白消失咗呢一樣嘢，睇下你哋覺得應該點？照下 ，OK， 照鏡，靠近定直接照啊？唔係，呢一個係諗要照。1、2、3 OK， 3兩票。
There's something dreadful about it.
4果然係替身佢。
No, don't do that.
Don't do that。那東西很可怕，我不認為你該這麼做。都係真係望一望自己個樣，照照塊鏡，睇下發生緊咩事。感覺上我哋真係可能係個公主喎。望啦 ，OK。
I'm begging you, don't do this.
無視他。周圍一片默靜，他們走了，但鏡子還在。係什麼？係時候睇下個鏡裏邊有啲乜啦。The body, it's you。你獨自在虛無一物嘅空間，四周悄然無聲。啊，仲有一前冇木屋。我喺木屋前啊。
Something finds me in the long quiet and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
破壞你嘅軀體，攻擊形體。接下來呢，我們認識嗎？你係公主嗎？你知道這裏以外嘅世界？派我取公主性命嘅係你嗎？就是你不讓我離開這裏。你認識旁白嗎？讓他離開。這裏是末日後嘅世界嗎？贈予脆弱嘅身軀。你是什麼？佢係手楞咁。1、2、3、4，讓他離開。好，
I'm sorry. There are some changes that can never be undone. There are some tears that can never be unshed. This is not a place that can hold a fragment of a concept. The moment she arrived here, she was going to return to me. I promise that it doesn't hurt.
佢好似真係想要我哋嘅身體喎，點都。俾個身體佢。啱啱識嘅啫喎，呢個公主我唔係騎士咯，以前搞清楚。望到佢直頭係呼喎，依家唔識佢喎，你是什麼添喎？可以問。送個軀殼俾佢，送咯。
Yes, nerves and fibers to feel the worlds beyond, perspectives to make my own. These ones are a contradiction, a winding kaleidoscope of paths and wall. They are stretched into a shape not unlike me, but it is a shape they cannot hold. I am sorry that you met this vessel so early in your journey, but they will make for a rich and vibrant heart.
頭先講嘢嗰個都唔係公主。
Do not mourn them, for they will finally get to know themselves.
即係呢個唔係我哋頭先識嗰個嚟嘅，唔係頭先我哋見到喎。頭先見到有把刀喺心口喎，唔係呢個都有把刀喺心口喎，把匕首仲喺度。因為他們終於可以了解自我。把聲咁溫柔唔係壞人。我好奇想知佢識唔識旁白。
You are the only thing I have ever known. The space we're in is vacant. Nothing comes here but us.
佢唔識旁白喎，唔係佢嚟嗰個旁白。跟住揀咩呢？有宮崎駿、宮崎英高風格，我都唔知。我們認識嗎？我們認識嗎？
You are familiar, but you are not me. I feel sadness, longing, hope as I witness you.
問埋佢係乜水嚟嘅先？個女人冇講嘢。係後面堆手攞住正中間嗰個口喺度講嘢。吓？睇下先，我試下再撳呢一個先。
I am solitary lights in an empty city. What are you?
咦？佢問我係乜喎？只然無依嘅燈火，什麼意思？你認為我是什麼？我不知道我是什麼，我是人。我係人。 我係人咯。宮崎英公雲後創始人風格。哦。
A person, a set of eyes witnessing from one perspective. I think that you are more like me than you are like a person.
我唔似人咯。
We are oceans, reduced to shallow creeks.
喂，又返嚟呢度咯。個感覺上一路探究都係問佢嘢啫，定係你哋想揀邊一個有冇？
Nothing, as we are, but I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them.
我哋仲可以前往其他世界㗎。
There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to.
你相信佢有呢個能力就可以出返去咯。
Bring me more perspectives, so that I may be whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom.
你不怕我找到方法殺你？我會留下多少記憶？我還需要找到多少你的碎片？如果我不肯就範，我的任務是殺死公主，阻止她毀滅世界。如果我幫助你，你會毀滅世界嗎？好，消除我嘅記憶。我想知呢一個佢幫咗佢會唔會都係毀滅世界
You ask of things that cannot be done. To destroy is merely to reshape, to remold.
你做緊文字遊戲，如果我幫助你，你要做什麼？不再堅持。不再堅持啦。睇嚟都係只可以消除我哋嘅記憶呢一條路嘅啫。仲有冇嘢想問呢一個？我都唔知呢一個叫乜。呢個唔係公主嘅嘢。公主呢條友好煩。好啦好啦，消除我嘅記憶啦。
She asks that I tell you to remember her.
要記得佢喎。
You won't.
吓？黑暗降臨，你身亡了。A rich and vibrant heart, bring the stranger to
You're
her.
on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
啱啱個 achievement 話真正嘅 game 依家先開始喎。OK， 但係 at least 依家睇翻上去，我哋係同頭先一開始係一樣嘅，後面冇咗埲牆先起碼。
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
預備可以按 tab 或控制器嘅 R1跳過之前看過嘅對話。OK。睇嚟我哋應該係去返個木屋嗰度揾個公主嘅喎，我諗。我哋直接出發啦。
You make your way up the shore.
好啦，可以 skip 咗頭先嘅對話，咁依家就 skip 咗之前嘅對話。
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note.
好啦，我哋又翻嚟呢一間木屋啦。今次啦就冇之前嗰啲咁詭異嘅地方，但係啦，我哋就有呢一個匕首啦，有間屋，下面有個匕首同埋可以入個地窖直接。拎唔拎起個匕首今次？上一次我哋冇啦，第一次我哋有啦。今次係咪都應該就咁入去，跟住同公主傾下偈呢？我哋要知多啲嘢啊嘛。唔拎 ，OK。
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminate. Her voice softly carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
It's hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest of your life. Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation. You're playing a dangerous game by coming here unarmed.
哦，係喎，我哋冇做過呢一忽嘅，我哋上一次落嚟係有拎匕首，所以已經唔同咗啦。你好，嗨，我應該是來屠殺你的，我是來救你的，我是來救你的，可以有兩個，一係呃佢，一係就真心救佢，又或者嚟探望佢。理論上我哋應該係要救佢噶啦，係咪？同佢講我哋去救佢咯。
How many times do I have to tell you how dangerous letting her out of here would be before it finally sinks in?
個旁白係絕對要冇事嘅。
Wait, really? You're here to rescue me? I was starting to think I'd be stuck down here forever. Come downstairs. I want to see the face of my rescuer.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's beautiful. How could someone like this be a threat to anyone? I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
Hi. I can't believe you're here. I've been waiting for something like this to happen forever. I hope you brought something to deal with these chains.
一定
Don't
要
do
救。
it. If she gets out of those chains, we're all one step closer to the end.
我們先聊聊，盡力而為調查鎖鏈。傾一傾先，但我哋係應該冇晒之前嗰堆記憶，所以就算同佢傾都傾唔翻頭先嗰堆嘢，定係應該調查鎖鏈呢？直接傾咗先啦。
Okay.
你叫咩名？我完全唔了解你，淨係知道你喺度俾人困住。如果我係你這陣子看到的第一個人，咁你都食什麼或者飲咩？有人派我嚟殺你，你似乎會毀滅世界。如果我放走你，你會做咩？我會確保你繼續困在地窖，至少持續一段小時間。我們可以深入認識對方，直到我拿定主意，繼續鎖着。OK， 又或者對不起，我唔信任你，所以我唔可以賭上世界末日嘅命運。冒險相信你，一啦，禮貌好重要。OK， 你叫咩名？
Oh.
佢唔係都係話俾我聽佢叫 Princess 嘅啫咩？
She pauses, carefully formulating her words before she responds.
You can address me as Your Royal Highness. Or you can just call me Princess if Your Royal Highness is too formal.
係咯
Is Princess her name or her title? What if it's both? Could you imagine being named Princess Princess?
，Princess。 所以你個名係就咁叫 Princess？
Like I said, you can call me Princess if you'd like.
呢個唔係佢個名嚟嘅喎。
I'm sorry, I've been down here so long, I guess I've just forgotten. I must have a name, though. Everyone has a name.
Okay, that's weird.
我都覺得好奇
She
怪。
hadn't even thought to pick a name for herself. Hopefully, you're starting to see that she can't be trusted. Go back upstairs, get the blade, and slay her before it's too late.
可以完啊！喂，你個180度轉得咁快嘅？二話不說，回樓上取匕首，真不敢相信他們要一直關住你。我要救你離開這裡。我完全唔了解你。係啊，問埋佢咯。
Of course I'm locked up down here for a reason. I don't actually know what that reason is, but you don't just stuff a princess in a basement and throw away the key without there being some sort of an explanation, right?
You have all the explanation you need. You should know better than to trust whatever she comes up with.
佢完全講唔到理由喎，都係。呢一個我都想知，到底佢食乜飲乜，點解可以生存到咁耐？
I don't see what that has to do with anything.
哇，咁串嘅！
This is the only time this is ever going to happen, but I agree with the princess. That's hardly relevant. Okay, but actually, what has she been eating? She has to eat, right?
係咯。救佢拎匕首，定係調查鎖鏈？兩個都係調查鎖鏈。希望你不要讓我後悔呢個決定。好有古怪啊！問埋佢滅世嗰樣嘢咯。但我不相信你真的有那麼危險。我開始相信他們說嘅事實，但係我希望親自會你。我仍不確定該相信什麼。識光合作用，唔去做 YouTuber 真係浪費，真。但我不相信你真的有那麼危險。我仍然唔確定。
Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt anyone. I like the world. I think.
I
don't remember much about it, to be honest. I've been down here for so long.
That's... How long has she been locked away?
Did they tell you how I'm supposed to end the world?
所以我不信，我都覺得好可憐啊！但係我哋見到佢真係滅咗世1、2次咯。該知道的我都知道了，睇下佢會點咯。
I appreciate the vote of confidence.
They haven't shared a thing, have they? All they've done is point a finger. At the end of the day, whatever the two of us have going on down here is about trust. Whoever sent you to slay me claimed I was a threat to the world, but they didn't tell you why.
咁你可唔可以話俾我知點解？
I don't trust that. And I don't think you do either, or you wouldn't have come down here to talk.
She has a point. We're talking like this for a reason.
So this shouldn't be about what I'd do if I got out of here, or me saying the right thing to convince you to save me. This is about how messed up this whole situation is. This is my life we're talking about. Do you really think I can even end the world? Why would I even want to? We both know that if there's people we can't trust in this situation, it's whoever locked me down here, and it's whoever sent you here. And those two groups are probably one and the same.
Don't let her turn the tables here. This isn't about trust. This is about risk. We stand to lose everything, all for the sake of one person, and a subjugating monarch, no less.
世界係要滅㗎啦，差在依家定之後。好啦，頭先話調查鎖鏈救返佢㗎啦，咁我哋而家救佢啦。希望唔好令我後悔呢個決定。
You're only making this more difficult.
Thank you, and you won't. I promise.
You're making
promise,
a
oh.
huge mistake. No, you're doing the right thing. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
翻上去望下咯，冇嘅話，起碼可以揾到樣嘢嚟撬開個鎖啊！我哋都決定咗救佢啦。
I'll be here. Good luck.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. Is someone else here?
咦？道門鎖咗喎，開唔返喎。放我出去，試着開門，返落去。點解啊？點解好似點玩都係錯嘅個決定？At least 我哋未去到 Chapter 2喎，今次係咪應該要去咗 Chapter 2先呢？返落去咯，睇下個公主仲喺唔喺度，話唔定個公主已經走咗呢，變咗我哋係被困嘅人呢。
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd just taken the blade like you were supposed to. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
She barely hesitates before raising her arm to her mouth, her teeth tearing through her limb with the determination of a trapped wolf.
公主
As she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you, the clang of bouncing metal. It's the blade from upstairs. You're not sure how it made its way down here, but if there's a time to strike, it's now. Or we could use it to free her.
我逼到公主黐
You
線，
wouldn't like what happens if you do that.
淨係得拯救公主啫喎，我冇其他選項咯。
Fine. Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the ragged, self-inflicted wound on the princess's arm, just above the unyielding chain binding her to this place. You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp, and it takes little effort to crack through the bone of her arm. Her limb falls to the ground, and the heavy chains follow suit. She didn't so much as utter a sound through the whole ordeal.
佢唔痛嘅，
No, she didn't.
家明
She smiles softly as her gaze meets yours, blood from her wounded arm dripping rhythmically to the ground. How is she still smiling after everything? It's like she isn't even bothered by what just happened.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
嗯哼，
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I can't just let her escape into the world. As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade. Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that.
係咯，喂，旁白你可以隨意拎咗我個身體嚟用嘅咩？
Watch me.
What are you doing?
啊，有好多個選擇嘅我哋。警告公主，
Stop that.
Something's come over you, hasn't it? You know you don't have to do this, right?
Your body lunges forward, the blade held low, ready to sink into her heart. But the princess dodges, stumbling back against the wall before the blade has a chance to connect. Stop it. Stop trying to resist me. I'm trying to get you out of here alive.
又有好多個選擇。旁白 vs 公主。好，
Blade. Move the blade. As your body remains frozen in stubborn resistance, the princess takes a cautious step forward.
We both know this isn't you.
She nervously reaches towards you and takes the blade from your infuriatingly rigid hands. What?
I'm sorry. I'll try to be quick.
嚇
She plunges it into your chest, tearing through flesh and sinew. It is agony.
Oh no, I'm so sorry.
Stay strong. We can tough it out until it's done. For her sake.
我隻手咩料？我都唔知我都唔係人嚟嘅，睇嚟應該係。
For her sake. Don't you start pretending that dying a painful death is some sort of heroic gesture. The two of you have literally doomed everyone. Whatever. She sinks the blade into your chest again and again and again, and you feel every inch of burning pain that slices its way into your body.
我被公主反殺喎。
I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry.
She doesn't know how to use a knife, does she? Apparently not, though it doesn't matter how sloppy her blade work is, does it? A stab wound is still a stab wound, and it won't be long before you bleed out.
第一次俾咗震。
I'm so sorry.
With one last thrust of the knife, your legs give out beneath you. You collapse to the floor, your blood pooling around you, your limbs unresponsive. The princess stares down at your ruined chest as tears carve rivulets of pink down her blood-spattered cheeks. It can't just end like this, right? Oh, that's rich coming from you. As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. The two of you made your choice. It's over. Everything goes dark, and you die.
誒？又去到第二章喎。
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be...
今次我哋應該前往木屋定係轉身離開呢？今次呢個 chapter 同頭先嗰個 chapter 2係唔同嘅 chapter 2嚟嘅。第一次係 stranger， 今次係咩少女啊？第一次係陌生人，呢次係少女。這不是發生過了嗎？
It hasn't. Or if it has, I certainly haven't been a part of it. We've just met for the first time, you and I. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. Yes, he didn't approve of us last time, did he? If we're going to save our beloved, we'll have to be sneaky about it.
今次多咗呢一個痴情嘅聲音喎，然之後上次嗰個叛逆嘅聲音，投訴咗個旁白先，咁先係香港。
Our beloved? Yes, you'll have to be very sneaky about your intentions if you're going to try and save the princess. Ah, so all of the cards are on the table. Then you should know that we and the princess are in love, and the four of us will be foiling any and all assassination attempts you've got in the works.
4 of us?
We'll see about that. Whatever you do, just be sure to ignore him specifically. Sounds like he's the sort who'd sacrifice the whole world for a peck on the cheek. What can I say? A world without love is a world that isn't worth saving.
咩啊？我們假設我說的是實話，而這一切確實也發生了。我為什麼要聽你的？我為什麼要大費周章地做任何事？前往木屋，或者轉身離開？我哋有呢3個選項。繼續探究，定係我哋應該不停咁樣轉身離開到開咗第二個，開咗嗰個石牆嗰個版本，會唔會就有痴情同埋之前嗰個叛逆，再加埋英勇3個？係咪應該咁樣試下，可唔可以集齊多啲唔同嘅聲音？個公主之前有5個㗎嘛，我哋見到佢個分裂。我哋係咪要集齊5種唔同嘅聲音，再加旁白，先至可以救到原本呢個公主呢？我哋依家知道咗點樣拎痴情同埋叛逆啦，試唔試下呢個方向啊？好似 OK 喎。多謝你嘅 YouTube sub，thank you。轉身離開咯，試下轉身離開咯，睇下重蹈覆轍，睇下會點咯。
Are we running away? What are you doing? We have to save her. Seriously? You're just going to turn around and leave? Do you even know where you're going?
我有確實嘅地方可去，係咯，我哋應該可以試翻呢個。
Somehow I doubt that, but fine. I suppose you just quietly continue down the path. That's strange. It looks like this path also leads to the cabin. Convenient. Everything's back on track again. Maybe the world can still be saved after all.
嗱，呢個故事同頭先係一模一樣嘅。如果你而家再一次轉身離去呢，跟住就應該會再多啲嘢噶啦。試下先。
Really keen on wasting everyone's time, aren't you? It's remarkably selfish if you are. But fine, you turn around and trek back down the path you came.
係啦，翻嚟呢一度。
Something isn't right. Can you still hear me? You're supposed to wind up back at the cabin again. But everything is getting fuzzy.
咦？已經唔同咗咯，今次轉身觸發唔到啊咩喎？
What's going on? Where are we?
點解咁多嘢？
Oh, I don't like this one bit. There's not a single damsel in sight. Well done.
喂，我想入翻木屋啦，俾我入翻木屋啦。你身處嘅世界4分5裂，其具體物質被交織的虛無取而代之，你發現自己又來到行脈記憶嘅回廊。 遠處隆隆作響，那是許多聲音交集在一起嘅聲音。隨着其他存在接近，不安嘅脈搏聲越發越響。你已經知道何物棲身在此虛空之境。又係頭先嗰個女仔呢。那些觸手伸入了現實嘅結構中，四處探查，然後找到你嘅意識，將其包覆。你不再孤身一人。困惑，你為什麼會來到這裡？我還不完整。反抗，手指拖着爪子刮過你嘅靈魂那玻璃般嘅表面。不悅，你填滿了這句軀殼，除非它能帶來更多嘅饋贈，否則對我們毫無用處。力量推擠着你嘅意識，你不能回去，不能回到那裡。後悔，這個世界已經破碎不堪，無法修復，我們必須編織新嘅世界。擺動嘅手指，這地方的絲綿就這麼多，別浪費了，我是我們唯一的救贖。Denial. Return to your destined path or face the consequence.
You're on a path in the woods.
好啦，呢一忽我睇下先，咋諗做翻頭先嗰啲決定，直接入去，跟住之後救佢，跟住鎖鏈，睇下先啊，上去樓上揾鎖鏈，然後翻落去，跟住佢就會係啦。斷咗隻手，跟住然後就警告公主，然後今次冇得抵抗公主嘅，點解啊？點解抵抗個 option 冇咗啊？今次嚟到呢度都好順利㗎。反抗不了就會學會享受咯，唯有。
There's no getting through to you right now, is there? A betrayal of will is still a betrayal. You'll regret thinking of me as a helpless damsel.
真係預判咗我嘅預判，黐線呢隻 game。
She pounces on you with the same animal ferocity she used to tear through her arm. But you have a weapon. You raise the blade, digging it under her ribs, aiming directly for the heart. It's not enough to stop her. You feel her claws in your throat, then her teeth, somehow sharp enough to pull apart your flesh and sinew with ease. You collapse to the floor, your body unresponsive as your blood pools on the ground beneath you. She stares down at your ravaged form, eyes shining in the darkness.
Whoa.
Dressed. If we're lucky, the wound you managed to inflict will be enough to at least delay her escape from this place. If we're very lucky, it will kill her before she can reach the outside world. It can't just end like this, right? As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. I'm sorry, but it's over. Everything goes dark, and you die.
又有另一個 chapter 咯。
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. You're here to slay her. If you don't...
好明顯，我哋而家轉身離開嘅話呢，就會翻去頭先嗰個虛無嗰度噶啦。咁我哋得翻一個可能性嘅啫。就係前往木屋，但係到底我哋今次拎咗邊一個人呢？算啦，前往木屋先啦。定還是我哋應該係呢一個呢？但我肯定解決了他，為什麼我又回到這裡呢？
I can assure you that you didn't slay her and that she didn't kill you. People don't just spring back to life after dying, and the two of us are meeting for the very first time. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. Brilliant. We need to keep our cards close to our chest, and I'm not sure we can trust him.
投機嘅聲音，
You know I can hear you, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me. Did I say I'm not sure we can trust him? Slip of the tongue, bit of the old brain fog. I meant to say that we should probably head over to the cabin and slay that princess. We already know we can't trust her, so let's get on with the show.
OK。咁我哋前往木屋啦，睇下個木屋有咩分別啦，唔知。
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. Don't worry, you can trust us to get the job done.
真啊，入去睇間屋有冇變先，最緊要係呢一樣嘢而家。
The interior of the cabin is a mess of twisted roots. The walls a chaotic weave of knotted wood that, almost as if by accident, just happened to resemble a room. The floor is damp and earthy, and the only furniture of note is a slab of mud in the shape of a shelf, with a pristine blade perched on its edge.
今次我哋又有返塊鏡喺度，亦都有呢一個匕首喺度。
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
拿起匕首，探究靠近鏡子。你沒有說過有關牆上那面鏡子的任何事。我哋上次 check 咗塊鏡入到去就變咗好奇怪。我哋今次係拎匕首唔拎匕首，定係又係睇鏡？有咩諗法？大家？無聊，已經冇諗法。你喜歡就好。OK。入去地窖直接。
Hope you know what you're getting us into. It'll always be here if we need it. Sure, that was also true last time and we still died, but we definitely know what we're doing this time.
塊鏡消失咗啦。
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase dug into the muddy earth below. The ceiling is thick with roots that hang like locks of tangled hair. The weak starlight from the cabin windows behind you can barely penetrate the gloom here, only illuminating the edges of an opening below. It shines in the darkness like some kind of massive maw, waiting to swallow you up into the earth. The air smells of dirt and copper. It's thick and wet, as if your lungs are being coated in mud with each intake of breath. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her voice skitters up from below.
Something nasty finds itself on my stairs. Come on down. Don't be scared. I probably won't bite. I recognize that voice as easily as I recognized your nervous little footsteps coming up the path. I know who you are, and I remember what you've done.
佢記得？點解佢會記得？佢會知啊？
She must have you confused with someone else.
佢會唔會已經冇嗰隻手呢？
She seems friendly enough. Maybe we can talk our way out of this whole situation.
真啊？
You can't. Unless you slay her right away, she's going to break free and end the world. There's no reasoning with what she is. Look, I'm just throwing ideas out there. I like to think out loud. I'm the kind of guy who likes a discussion. Don't we want to hear what everyone has to say before making any big decisions? Do you want to hear what everyone has to say? Or do you just want to hear yourself talk? You need to stop lingering. Your task is to slay the princess, not endlessly debate about what to do with the princess.
我哋已經好清楚，我哋要揾啲軀殼去俾嗰個人嘅。
Fine. You're the boss. Thank you.
哇！
You descend the basement steps, entering the dark room below. You can just make out the shape of the princess in the gloom. She's huddled against the far wall, her eyes bright and glaring from amid the thick roots.
And there you are, once again seeming to offer a helping hand while likely hiding the other behind your back. Fine, I'll play along for now. What do you want?
You made a comment back in the woods about having been here before. Now she's acting like the two of you already know each other. Oh, no. You've already been here, haven't you? That's pretty sharp. How'd you figure that one out? Call it deductive reasoning. Well, you seem to be great at it. So, you really don't remember us, do you? No, I don't. But you and the princess clearly have a shared reality, even if I'm not a part of it. I won't waste time fighting you on something that's clearly true. I'm just glad we could put all this behind us.
個旁白又唔係咁一味，淨係叫我哋殺佢咯。依家變咗
Is it all behind us? Just focus on the task at hand. I don't care if you've been here before, and
Okay.
I don't care if you think you'll go somewhere else after this. My world is on the line right now, so I'd appreciate it if you would take this seriously and slay her. Let's chat her up a bit first. Maybe we can find a middle ground where everyone's happy.
真啊！
Don't talk to her. You're just going to make things more difficult than they have to be.
Well, I seem to remember you having a tongue.
上次的事真係好抱歉。聽我說，上次我做錯了，人人都會犯錯，不是嗎？我覺得你似乎不太喜歡我。我手無寸鐵，應該展現誠意了吧？如果唔相信，就同我握手言咩？不如我哋握手言和。我上次死咗，你冇死到，你先至唔值得信任嗰個。聽我講，我知道上次場面變得好難睇，但我哋認為我哋雙方都面臨困難嘅情勢，我們應該要聯手。聯手係 OK 嘅。你沒有辦法自己掙脫鎖鏈嗎？上次你不就辦到了嗎？為什麼我有種不好嘅預感？幫你逃離地窖之後，就會俾你從背後捅一刀呢？我不相信你，不僅不想放走你，更不想接近你，我先走了，拜。握手言和先啦，我哋聽下二次講做人要有禮貌嘅。
You came to me with empty hands last time, too. But that didn't mean you hadn't been plotting something nasty all along. What you did showed me as much.
But we didn't plot anything. We just made an informed decision based on the information we had at the time. I think you're both making perfectly valid points. Sure, we didn't plot anything, but it's easy to see how she might think we did.
唔係我逼佢噶，旁白啊，我無辜噶。同佢講返聲 sorry 先咯。
Oh, smart. Let's apologize. Get us back on the right foot.
Oh, you're sorry. Isn't that nice? You're such a gracious little monster. If you're sorry, then let me out of here. Prove it.
做惡人要做得徹底，我都好想。係咯，問佢上次唔係自己就走咗啦咩？佢
Oh, of course. They're nothing to me.
嚇
The princess grins as the chains
Ugh.
fall from her wrist.
人生太短。
She could have gotten out of those the whole time. That sneaky little... A woman after my own heart, really. She knows how to hold her cards close to her chest. This is why she can't just be abandoned here. If left to her own devices, she'll find a way out. Now...
依家要等陣先啊！要聯手， 如果你隨時可以掙脫咗，點解你仲要喺個小木屋亦都冇上鎖？為什麼有種不好嘅預感？好，我哋走，同公主一齊走。要搞翻啲好感度先可以推進到去第3個 act 嗰個 feel 到。係咯，搞翻少少好感度先啦。
I suppose you didn't come into my hovel of your own accord, did you? All right. I suppose I could team up. I need a way out after all, and unfortunately, you're the only one I have.
佢都係冇辦法離開到呢間屋嘅喎，即使佢可以離開到呢個地窖。
Seems to me like she's offering a mutually beneficial arrangement. We should take it. Do you know what the word mutually means? Because it sounds to me like she's offering an arrangement that benefits her and her alone.
我哋走啦，一齊走。
Yes, let's.
She creeps forward, taking one cautious step at a time until you and she are face to face.
有尾嘅佢今次。
She never breaks eye contact, even as the two of you find yourselves face to face. She's silent for a long moment, as if testing to see what you'll do now that she's within arm's reach.
After you, darling. You're the one it lets come and go. It's best if I follow.
Oh no, we can't have that. If anyone is going to turn their back on anyone else, she's going to turn her back on us. It shouldn't matter who leads and who follows. We're working together here. Well, if it doesn't matter, then she can go first. We may be in this together, but that doesn't mean we have to trust her. Somebody has to go first, and it might as well be us. We're the ones who broke her trust last time.
啱啊！我覺得英勇嘅聲音係冇講錯。
You're talking a lot about trusting someone who, by her very definition, cannot be trusted. I don't know how many more warnings I have to dole out. But if you help her out of here, you're going to regret it.
我哋行先咯。
That's right. You're the one who's going first. Don't worry, I'll be right behind you, watching every single thing you do.
冇事嘅。
Exactly what I'm worried about. You step onto the stairs and begin your ascent from the basement. The princess follows close on your heels, perhaps even a little closer than you'd like.
佢點都要我哋在生先至可以走到嘅，公主，我哋唔會死嘅。
You're only saying that because you want us to feel nervous. I do want those things, but I want them for a good reason. I don't need you to trust me for my sake, because I already know that I'm right. This is for you.
其實有冇諗過個公主係同一人又唔係同一人？有啊，有諗過啊。頭先我哋去咗嗰個奇怪空間嗰陣時，就已經好明顯係咁啦。
Can we walk backwards up the stairs? I think that's the smarter idea. She can't sneak in and attack if we're No. The stairs are a bunch of overgrown roots. You'll trip and hurt yourself.
係咯。
But the princess is silent as you both continue the climb, and in no time at all, the upstairs of the cabin is within reach. Isn't that a relief? We're fine. Nothing happened. You're not even going to wait until you're through that door to proudly claim your victory, are you? Why did you just say that? I think we know why. You feel something dig into your shoulder, sharp and piercing. The princess clawing at you and pulling you down with her full weight. Together you tumble back down the uneven stairs, your body and hers crashing against the unyielding wooden roots, until finally you both separate with a bone-shaking thud against the basement floor. You feel something pop. The princess lands against the far wall, gasping as she struggles to recover from the impact.
公主落到地時撞到遠處嘅牆壁，無啦啦俾佢襲擊。
You're still in shock, trying to get a hold of yourself. She grins as you continue to remain exactly where you are, cackling derisively as she watches you realize that you won't be getting up. Wait, why won't we be getting up? I'm afraid your back is broken. One unlucky fall is all it takes, really, and you had several. You know what? I'll say it. That sucks. I don't like having a broken back.
就咁就完咗呢條命？
We were going to help her. Why? Why did she do that? It's what I would have done. Have you considered not being like that? Of course not. It's what keeps us alive. And yet here we are, paralysed and stuck with someone who hates us in the basement of a remote cabin.
You must have known this was coming. The arrogance of turning your back to me after everything you've done.
我起不來了，你弄斷我的脊椎。睇下先啊！如果我們可以信任彼此，本來可以一起離開。
Why would I ever trust you? Your hands have spilled my blood. And knowing that, you should never have trusted me either. You should have known I would never walk hand in hand with a loathsome thing like you.
睇嚟我就係要少女嗰個同我哋一齊走喎，一人一次好公平。係啊，我覺。
By our very natures, only one of us could make it upstairs unscathed. Someone had to make the first move. Better me than you.
See, this is why I wanted her to go first. I had this whole little scheme planned, where once she'd passed by the table upstairs, I'd have said, now pick up the blade and stab her in the back. And then you'd say something like, wow, that's an amazing idea that I never saw coming. Thanks for looking out for us.
絕對唔會係咁咯。
And then you would have done it and we wouldn't be stuck down here with a broken back. There's just one problem with that. And what's that? She was clearly planning to betray us. And if she was in front of us, she would have gotten to the blade first.
係咯。
You're right, aren't you? I thought this whole thing was ironclad, but really it was doomed from the start, wasn't it? The princess's body twitches as she tries to get up.
做咩事啊？點解佢都有事嘅？
So she's not as bad as us.
Something inside me is broken. Isn't that a cruel twist of the knife? Isn't that so funny?
She eyes you with intensity, silence falling between you for a long moment as her gaze travels up and down your battered form.
Seems I'm not the only one, though.
仲有個盤。
Wait, are we both just stuck here? Certainly seems that way. What a way to go. Look on the bright side. In all this chaos, you may have actually managed to deliver a lethal wound. World could be saved after all.
咁樣就殺咗佢？
We're going to die together. Isn't that a lovely treat? I wonder how long it'll take. Maybe I'll get to watch the worms lick your bones clean.
Is that really what's going to happen? Hello?
個世界又
You
開
still
始
there? I think he's gone.
Something strange is twisting this place out of shape. I wasn't feeling much of anything, but now I feel cold.
誒，佢啲手嚟拎佢咯喎。誒，係咪可以入到第三章啊？
She's gone. Where did she go? And is that a mirror? Why is it here?
你們當然會怕，這對你們來說是結局，但對我嚟講唔係。不會有事的，相信我就對了。我們先前就來過這裡，而你們總是很害怕。呢個咯。
It feels so bad. Like looking into it right now is going to be the end of everything. If he thinks it's bad, I'm with him.
即係我要揾到唔同嘅聲音去捉咗嗰個軀體返去嘅。這並不是結局，無論如何，彼岸一定是美好的。我們彼岸相會吧，一切都會冇事。這對你們來說是結局，但對我來說不是。係咯。
If you say so, we'll trust you. Finally, we're going places.
喂。睇下今次我哋見到個樣係點嘅自己。You have grown. 係喎，腫咗喎，真係隻手。好，再去木屋。
When I found you in the long quiet alone, I was terrified. What if you had decided to let me wither? But your commitment now is final. Your ability to walk the path of mutual annihilation is vanished with your return. If you still wish to obliterate me, it will have to wait until I am complete. Flickering lights in empty cityscapes become pockets of vitality and movement. I am more than I was before.
會唔會個旁白就係想我哋將佢嗰啲公主殺咗，跟住然後等佢哋收集佢，然後咩呢？即係個旁白會唔會同佢係同一陣線嘅呢？
Whenever you are ready, I will wipe your slate clean once again.
你是和之前一樣的存在嗎？你變了多少？產生這麼大的變化嘅感覺，一切結束後，你知道要做咩？可以唔問佢直接走嘅，應該係攻擊形態準備好回去。我曾經傷害我帶來這裏嘅軀殼，問下先。
The vessels are a weave of emotion at odds with themselves, but they are only perspectives. They are not me. The wounds they've suffered carve texture around my heart. Without them, I would be as I was before. I would be alone and without sensation. I could not feel the joy of having you by my side, for I would not know your absence.
我哋再去咯，準備好回去了，再返
I
去。
await your return, but it will give me time to reflect on what I am. We will meet again.
黑暗降臨了，我哋有死亡啦。Bring the witch to her。係啦，我哋要
You're on a path in the woods, and
冇得走嘅，淨係可以前往木屋嘅。依家變咗，係咪因為我已經揀咗嗰個呢？睇嚟只能夠前往。
you make your way up. A warning before you. The interior of the blade is your.
我哋睇下可唔可以拎翻個少，可唔可以帶個少女去
door to
佢
the
嗰度？
basement creaks open.
Don't be a stranger. It's been
我諗
so
要
long since
完
I've
成到
heard
少女嗰個，
anything
可
in
能要
this
同佢
place.
傾多一陣
Walk
偈先得。
downstairs and lock eyes with the princess.
Okay. Oh,
She pauses.
You- of course I.
睇下先啊，如果應該有一個係話問佢食咩㗎？啊，呢個啦。
I don't.
The princess hesitates. She doesn't know. She knows what she'd do. She's just searching.
Are you looking for the truth, or are you looking for the right answer? Because with the dynamic we have going on here, I don't think the specifics of what I do really matter.
哦，頭先我哋有5個唔同嘅版本，咁即係佢，我哋都要帶佢返去，我哋都要
It's
殺
not like
佢
you'd
㗎。
believe me.
你擺明不相信，有人怕嚟殺你，但我希望親自 回嚟，外形不確定，應該相信什麼？好似之前係揀呢個嘅。
Is that I don't remember much about?
That's
Did they tell?
係啦，該知道的我都知道嘅，上次係揀呢一個。係啦，然後啦，我哋應該有個方法可以，但我不信任你，二話不說回樓上。陪一
That
陣，
seems like a pretty good compromise.
I don't think I could bear.
Leaving her alive is too risky. If you don't deal with her soon, so I'm the only one who liked that idea.
One way or another, I'm going to find a way out of here. It would make it easier for both of us if you'd help. But if you don't, I can promise that you'll regret that decision.
竟然係咁。
You have to make a choice. Let's hope for all our sake.
來吧，我們想辦法幫你弄出去，應該係呢個啦。
You can't be serious.
Thank you. Thank you. You won't regret this, I promise.
佢啱啱有啲癲喎個樣。
You're making a huge... No. I think you're doing the right thing. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy. Far too...
我上樓上睇下有冇鎖匙，係咧。
Okay. I'll be here.
You attempt to make your...
折返去樓梯底，
You
佢
make
依
your
然
way
喺
to
度
the
嘅。
bottom of the stairs. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone. Without hesitation,
咦？
bring the blade down and plunge it into the
今次
princess's
直接
back.
淨係得殺佢嘅。
The wound drives her to the ground.
我拎唔到少女嗰個，點解次次都唔同㗎？有啲
Okay, there's no going back now. I'm with you to the end.
You bastard. Were you lying to me this whole time?
唔係咯？
The princess pushes away from you, the motion ripping the blade from
我
her
點都要背叛佢嘅喎，真係。
Wounded, but still alive, she crouches on all fours in the corner of the room and meets your eyes with the ferocity of a cornered predator.
You've made a terrible enemy, and there's nothing in the world that can possibly save you from me.
I thought we had the upper hand, but it's as if she's barely even threatened by us. It's an act. She's wounded and unarmed. There's nothing she can do to hurt you. I'm not so sure. Don't waver now. As you ready your blade to deliver a lethal blow, she lunges at your legs with the same animal ferocity she used to tear at her arm. Your blade cuts into her again and again as you're tackled to the ground, your body racked with pain as she rips into you with tooth and claw. Forget about trying to rescue her. This is about survival now. Give.
送
Though
佢
your
上咯。
nerves are seizing with pain, you know you've done your fair share of damage as well, your blade having left deep gashes in the princess's back. You seize a moment of hesitation to throw her off of you and shakily push yourself back to your knees. We can still turn this around.
衝向階梯並將公主困喺地窖，也許她會失血而死。
The princess is still chained to the wall. There's nothing she can do to stop you from getting out of here. What if she doesn't succumb to her wounds? Whatever she is so much more dangerous than I thought she'd be. You rush up the stairs and dive
誒，道
past
門
the
又開返喎。
threshold. You're safe. For now. You close the basement door, locking it behind you and quickly barricading it with the heavy wooden table that once held the blade. Okay, we can make this work. She has an awful wound and we have all the time in the world. Playing jailkeeper for a while might make things a little easier. You settle in against the far wall to watch the basement door.
外邊都仲係真空嚟嘅。
It isn't long before you start to drift off, your eyelids heavy with fatigue. But sleep doesn't come. Instead, your rest is broken by a piercing, wailing voice calling out to you from the other
I know you're still there. Why don't you make things easier on yourself and let me out?
哇！
It's not like this little door will hold for very long anyways. It's probably a
good idea to try to get back on my good side.
She sounds terrifying. Like she's less of the princess you saw and more like something out of a nightmare. As she violently rattles the door, you do your best to shut her out of your mind.
When I get out of here, I'm going to pick you apart
好似
piece
激到佢好嬲喎。
by piece. I won't forget what you did, and I'll never forgive it. You don't know the kind of enemy you've made tonight.
It doesn't sound like she's getting any weaker.
我又插咗佢一刀，我都嬲。佢唔記得我之前插過佢嘅，呢次第一次插嘅啫，而非啊。
No, it doesn't.
我反而不那麼受到良心責備。無論你是什麼玩意，都絕對不是公主。儘管繼續浪費你嘅力氣，我有嘅係時間同你消耗。你儘管敲門都要加速。
Do you think a couple of cuts is enough to do me in? I'm not as frail as you think.
竟然
You put the princess's threats out of your mind as best you can and huddle up against the wall. You jolt awake in the middle of the night to silence in the cabin. The ruckus has stopped, and the door to the basement is ajar, its lock broken, and the table shoved out of the way. Where is she?
我知資料我都 feel 到。
Thanks for helping me
Whoa.
get out of that awful basement.
You try and stumble to your feet, but as the princess draws near, it's as though your body simply stops.
今次知資料係
It isn't all at once. The paralysis comes in waves. First your toes go numb, and then your feet, and then your legs. You lie prone on the floor of the cabin. Whose side are you on?
係咯，我都想知道旁白到底喺邊邊。個公主只要夠大膽，公主放棄。
Yours, of course. But I have a duty to uphold the truth. Lying about the facts of the situation doesn't change them.
So helpless. I can take my time with you, can't I?
She steps closer, one silent footfall at a time.
我明明諗住呢次係戀愛 N 嚟嘅喎，點解會變咗咁嘅？
Shutting down one by one.
Or maybe
喂，
I can't take my time with you. You don't look well. A little green around the gills. What a shame. If you'd only helped me get out of here, we could have done such wonderful things together.
俾你食穿咗。
Your lungs stop drawing in breath, and your heart freezes in your chest.
捅落佢度。
I'd say better luck next time. But we both know this is the end, don't we?
佢仲記得之前嘅點解？
It can't be. This can't actually be how everything ends.
係咯，
I'm sorry, but it is. Everything goes dark, and you die.
誒，都係去到第二章。咁呢個直接殺咗就得啦。
Woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin, and in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
個旁白真係玩緊
You're
我。
here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
佢會再殺我。前冇木屋先，今次
A
直接
warning
揮刀直入。
Before you go, she will lie. I don't think lying and cheating is a thing. She was very direct with us last time. Or at least she was direct with us after we decided to lock her away. It doesn't matter. Don't trust anyone.
恐慌嘅聲音，真啊！睇下今次間屋又變咗點？
The interior of the cabin is plain, the smooth wood of the walls almost featureless. The only furniture of note is a lone table, knocked on its side in the corner of the room. A pristine blade stands between you and the open, inviting basement doorway.
仆街啦！同上次死嗰陣時嗰個情景一模一樣嘅。
The blade is your implement, You'll need it if you want to do this right. Hold on. What happened to the door?
Exactly.
It's just an empty frame. She's already gotten out, hasn't she? And she's ready for us. She's been waiting. Can't you feel her eyes on us? I'm going to need all of you to pull yourselves together. The princess has not already gotten out. But if you keep getting stuck in your head like this, you're going to struggle to get the job done.
有啊，有武器啊，但係佢出咗嚟嘅咯，都冇。
So deep breath in, deep breath out. Your task awaits, and only you can do it.
拎起個匕首啊！今次真係。
You reach down and pick the blade up off the floor. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. Good. Steel can't lie to her. Is it gonna be enough, though? Couldn't you have given us something else? Something, I don't know, better than a knife? Could we have a bomb? The blade is the only thing you need to finish your task. You're more than capable of pulling this off, so long as you don't lose faith in yourself. Those are the words of someone who knows he's sending us to our death.
真啊！明明送我哋去死，仲喺度講啲咁嘅大説話，唔緊要，入去，佢仲喺度嘅。
You cross over the threshold and onto a series of isolated steps, suspended in darkness. More eyes, too. You never mention the eyes.
係咯，呢度好多眼喺度眨下眨下喎。
The air seeping up from below reminds you of fresh lightning and static, as if you're descending into a place that isn't meant for a creature of flesh and blood. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her cruel and playful voice prances up the stairs.
咦，仲喺下邊。
I didn't think you'd come back. We're gonna have a lot of fun, you and I.
Come back? She must have you confused with someone else. You really don't remember, do you? It doesn't matter, we need a game plan. We know we can't just go down there unprepared.
啱啊！又同佢傾下，傾下好似冇乜用喎。直接落去啦。誒
Attempt to step off the stairs and into the pitch black surrounding them, but you're stopped by an invisible force. Why did you do that? What did you think would happen?
吓？我走入咗去漆黑之中喎，頭先。似乎比落樓嚟得更好。我只係好驚，我好奇，乜都唔講。
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. As you emerge, you find yourself between two loose rows of white wooden planks suspended in nothingness. A smattering of cobblestones visible against the inky black of the basement mark where the floor should be, forming vague pathways. At what seems to be the end of the room, they diverge in opposite directions, left and right. She could be anywhere, and there's nowhere for us to hide. We're completely exposed.
仲有咁多隻眼望住我哋添。
Are you really not going to comment on how weird this place is? No, I'm not. Somebody needs to be the voice of reason here, and it certainly isn't you. Excuse me, I'm being incredibly reasonable. You're the one who's just matter-of-factly describing whatever the hell we're looking at like it's an ordinary basement.
係咯，點解個旁白今次咁怪嘅？平時佢都會好準確咁樣講㗎。
We're going to die down here. I don't want to die again.
我哋有冇可能去到 Chapter 3咧
Please stop saying that. You're only going to make things worse. Just pick a direction and start moving.
？OK，
I wouldn't give it too much thought if I were you. It doesn't really matter. Because either way you go, I'm going to find you.
向對眼就走咯。
You turn to the right. A faintly outlined path lies before you.
There you are. I told you I was going to find you.
As the princess
誒
approaches,
又唔係咁差啫
your
喎，
legs
近翻
suddenly go
睇。
numb.
有時冇咁恐怖。
Your arms quickly follow. This is it, isn't it?
And you brought a little knife with you. Cute.
There has to be a way out of this. Think.
What did you do? Pull yourself together. She isn't supposed to be like this.
個公主似係病嬌。
I wonder how many times I'll get to play with you before you break.
As your blood
Whoa.
begins to coagulate, it's as if every part of your being is coming to a lurching halt. Heart, lungs, liver, nerves. Heart, lungs, liver, nerves. Your lungs pull in a desperate gulp of
Hey,
air
me,
as your
me.
eyes shoot back open. What are you doing?
I'm working. Do you want this body to function, or do you want...
And then experience stops once more as your body reapproaches death.
做咩事啊？
Okay, whatever you were doing, please just start doing it again.
係啦，我哋唔想死啊！哎呀，撳咗掣。
You sure about that? Are you sure that's what you want, or do you want to interrupt me some more?
You have seconds left.
Yes, I'm sure.
Heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart. Again, your eyes shoot open as you gasp for breath.
Can't decide what you want to do, can you?
Liver, nerves,
Oh well, standing there gasping like a fish is more fun than dead. Even if you look ridiculous.
lungs,
She isn't attacking us.
nerves. Why? The why doesn't matter. She's already proven her ill intent. Don't lose sight of your mission.
只要捅佢一刀
Your
就得啦
weapon。is still in your hands. Strike at her and end this before it's too late.
嗯，
Nerves, heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart,
同佢傾定係真係直接捅佢呢？
liver,
送公主上路，好吧，讓你贏了，我會讓你離開，一同離開。經過之前嘅教訓，一同離開係都係會死嘅。匕首與惡夢共處，你兩個都唔揀我，唔幫你離開，亦都唔會試圖殺死你。睇你點殺公主應該冇乜可能，佢呢個形態，我覺得我哋係冇可能打贏佢嘅。共處好。
Are you serious? You fling the blade into the void, denying yourself the opportunity to ever slay her and finish your mission.
咁多隻眼點跟？
Nobody's happy here, but maybe it's for the best.
You poor deluded thing. Do you think a single moment of bravery changes you into something you're not? I am what I am, and you're always going to be a coward.
被恥笑了。
She raises a hand to her mask and pulls it down. You don't get the chance to see what lies beneath before it envelops you.
抹杯。
Like a creeping mold, the complete reality of your existence threads its way through your mind. Birth, death, birth again, decay and bloom, a million stitches from a million microscopic wounds you've inflicted on everyone you've ever met, with every muscle you've moved and every word you've ever spoken.
點解旁白仲講到嘢嘅？
No, 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 no.
Let me out.
誒，
Your existence hurts them.
Let me out.
A lonely soul in a room by itself, weeping. It lives for 80 years and then it's gone. And then it's there again.
Let me out.
A reprieve. A good life. Love. Children. A steady career. Recognition from your peers. Here one moment. Gone the next. The worms have found their orifices.
Let me out.
Diagnosis. It forgets everything it is. Anger, rage, distance, poverty. The lonely soul is lonely again. Love turns to mockery. it dies. It is reborn. Worse. Lonelier.
Let me out!
No. No. What's happening to us?
係咯，
Let me out!
This is all too much. I can't keep going.
咦，旁白頂唔順喎。
You can't keep going. Well, what are you talking about?
Oops, I think I broke you.
嚇，佢係同緊個旁白講嘢啫喎，唔係同緊我哋講嘢喎。
I'll see you soon. You'll know what to do.
喂，嚇 ？The moment of clarity。
You're on a path in the... Shit. What the hell was that? Who are we? What are we doing? There was a princess, I think. It's all so fuzzy. It hurts when I try to remember. You shouldn't know about the princess. At least, not until I... You've already been here, haven't you?
我未嚟過呢度咯。
I guess. It feels so long ago, almost like we've never left. We have to let her out.
No, that's the opposite of what you're here to do. You have to slay her. Slay? We decided not to do that, didn't we? Yeah, we're supposed to let her out.
It's really the only way this works out for us. If you think about it, she's the one with power here. Nobody else can do much of anything.
咁齊人嘅今次我哋。
No, we were supposed to keep her trapped there forever. I think.
We're supposed to be unfeeling. How many times do I have to tell you to snuff out your heart? We can't be unfeeling. Not when there's so much fear everywhere. There's nothing for us to do. We've already tried everything.
We love her, so we have to set her free. Can we love something that hates us? Can we love something that hurts us?
To be given an ounce of kindness from something so cruel would be more pure than any other love.
好亂啊！我唔知我到底應該係救佢啊、殺佢啊，定係由得佢喺裏邊呢？
Why are there so many of us? There aren't supposed to be so many of us.
係咯，
This is bad. You need to get a grip. What did you let happen? How many times have you been here?
好似5次。我認為他們都說錯。好問題，大家都來過幾次。如果我們不前往木屋會點？你知道佢哋喺度講乜？我覺得腦袋一片混亂，我不知道能不能成功，不知道能不能屠殺他前往木屋。唯一的正確解法是什麼都不做，所以我要無所作為，原地待在原地。問下先。
Many times.
It feels like we've been here forever. But it also feels like we've barely been here at all. It doesn't matter. Yes, we just have to do what she says and then everything will be fine.
It won't.
It will be for us. She said so. You're part of everything. If things aren't fine for everything, they won't be fine for you. There's no difference between fine and not fine. It just goes on and on.
可是沒有道理啊！我只記得在這之前來過2次，你們有些聲音也不記得來過這裏。之前我也在這裏嗎？還是做決定？哦，如果計翻嘅話，依家呢個係 Chapter 3啊，即確係淨係嚟過2次嘅啫喎。因為之前嗰個記憶我哋抹殺咗㗎啦嘛，應該。
What does here even mean if you really think about it?
Shut up. You were here.
Every single time.
You did your best, really. There's just a pecking order.
And our cruel and beautiful goddess sits atop it, right where she's always belonged.
呢個痴情嘅聲
You're
音。
lucky. What I would give to be able to forget. I've tried to keep them numb, they're all too soft. A shame, really.
唯一嘅正解法係乜都唔做，所以我要唔得前往木屋，我要
Slowly make your way through the
將
umbral
個
forest,
女個公主
bumping
獻祭俾
unseen
之後嗰個
trees as you
人。
grasp through the darkness for a way forward. But eventually, you do make it to the cabin. Or rather, you make it to the place a cabin should have been. Instead, all you find is an empty hill.
咦？唔通頭先嗰度係應該揀唯一嘅正解？
No, this isn't right. There's a cabin there. There's always supposed to be a cabin there. Don't ask him about the mirror. He always says he never sees it. He always lies. And he always makes it gone. Stay focused. You still have a job to do, and it's best not to be distracted by fraying thoughts. There is no mirror. You know that as well as I do. She's still here, buried deep inside the earth. Just walk up the hill. You always give too much space to the others. It's why you always lose.
要靠近鏡子喎，冇得入屋喎。給他們空間又怎麼了？對他們有幫助的話不好嗎？他們的話難道不值得聽嗎？
They've been hurt too much. It's why they are the way they are. Exactly. They are delusions, and all that catering to them will do is drag you down to their level. You have to keep moving. Or you could just give up.
我覺得我係應該變咗做公主啦，已經。
You walk up the hill, hesitating just beyond the bounds of the cabin. The cabin that isn't there. You've got to clean the mirror, haven't you? You've got to see what's in it. Smash it to pieces. She's on the other side, and we have to let her out. It's the only way we can be free. It's the only way we can have our thoughts back. Just go around it. Just do something. It doesn't. Proceed. Proceed to where? I'm afraid you're going to have to be a little more specific. That's a new one. Do you think it'll work? Of course it'll work. He always makes the best decisions. It's why he gets to make them. And it already has worked. It's gone, don't you see?
冇咗變咗。
We're one step closer to her. The interior of the cabin is much the same as the exterior of the cabin. A dull, fuzzy, dreamlike nothing. It's empty and isolating, but there's just enough vague shape and unknown texture to suggest the structure they're in. Wrong and unsettling as it may be. The only object of note is a pristine blade buried in the dirt floor, a hint of its shining edge teasing through the sediment. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you're going to do this right. Take it. It's the only way forward.
唯有這樣才能前進，其他能做的你都試過，你不記得了嗎？你必須拿起匕首。
You reach down to take the blade. As you do, the ground beneath it shifts, the weapon sinking deep into the earth. You lean over the hole and gaze into the abyss. It is
呢個係個
very
地
deep.
窖。
Deep in the bowels of the earth, you see something staring back at you. It fills you with dread. It's her. She's watching us. She never stops watching us.
You really are a coward.
With every word she speaks, the princess in the pit blinks closer.
Joking when I said that way back when. You know that, right?
Closer.
佢又裂開咗咯
I was having some fun, and I guess I wanted to see if I could knock you.
And closer.
Watching over me forever? That was so brave.
And closer.
But forever is so long. And time erodes everything. Except for me. I've already taken your will, and you're not getting it back. All that's left is for you to take me along and let me out. It'll be so much fun, you and me, together, exploring the world and spreading fear wherever we go. Well, mostly just me, but you'll get to be there too. A witness. I can even make you a little cage if you want, gilded and everything. Now don't pause. Don't try to resist. I've already molded you into what I need, and you lost your power so long ago. Don't bother working yourself into a frenzy to get it back.
好鬼恐怖喎！睇下先。
Do something. Do anything that isn't taking her hand.
我哋今次係要 set 佢自由嘅，睇嚟冇其他可能性，應該係一周目完我諗。
You extend your hand to hers. For all her past cruelties, the moment feels gentle, tender even. I can't believe you just made me say that. The motion is difficult at first, as if something still resists your efforts. But then that resistance gives way, and it's over.
佢出咗嚟啦。
And that's the end. I wonder what we're going to do next.
I didn't think I'd be so tired.
吓？
Why is it so cold?
點解會？誒？我哋將佢送咗走咗啊？good 喎 ，not too bad 喎。你來不及回應，他也不再有機會回應了。該離開了，記憶回來。
She's gone. Yeah. I can finally think again. That mirror's back. What does that mean for us? I'm sure it'll be whisked away just like her. Maybe it won't be gone. Things are different now, aren't they? Doesn't seem like there's much else to do here. Finally, we can smash it. Oh, will you stop with the smashing? What do we say, boys? One last vain attempt to look at ourselves.
係咯，我哋又會變咗咩樣呢？依家
Yeah. I think I'd like that. Seems we've got a majority. All that's left is to do it.
喂，望下先，今次
Something tells me that this is the end of the line. But I don't feel bad about it. I'm ready. It feels okay. The fears. Oh, I'm done fighting. My heart feels quiet. The game was always going to end. I'll be free of all of you. I'm ready for the truth.
肯定係我哋就係個公主啊，係咪啊？
I'm ready to sleep. I'm just ready to be anywhere that isn't here. Boys, it's been an honor.
注視鏡中嘅你，睇下變咗咩樣先。嚟啦！小丑竟然係我自己。你向前伸手，周圍一片靜默。他們又一次消失了。鏡子總會迫使他們離開，但你必須看看鏡子裡面有什麼。The decay you have witnessed， 我萎縮了。啊！你又發現自己又來到行默。接近佢先，睇下依家佢變成點先。
I am a growing chorus of contradiction, a mass of tides ebbing and flowing all at once in more directions than my attention can bear to hold. To look at any one is to shift them all into something new, and to look away is to reshape them yet again. All of me is changing, and yet the rest of me is still the same.
你不可能是矛盾，矛盾不存在。你如何成為矛盾？我回去多少次不重要，你我之間總有一個方法傷害另一方，這不會改變你嗎？這不會讓你變得更糟糕。咁多嘢，好多嘢揀咗佢有陣時。你對這個軀殼有咩感想？你知道最後你完整後，我會取你性命吧？你知道我們離開的世界現在係咩情況？你希望我之後帶嚟什麼嘅禮物？我還需要帶來多少嘅軀殼？呢個我想知。
We will know when we near our destination.
我不想再回去，我只想留下。若有必要，就永不離開。
I will be here when it is time for us to meet again.
Bring the moment of clarity to her.
You're on a path. You're here to slay her.
睇下先，又係返去 Chapter 1啦。咁我諗喺呢一度停啦，呢個點嗰度停啦。我哋 so far 救咗兩個，又唔係救咗兩個，打咗兩個軀殼俾頭先嗰個，我都唔知叫咩矛盾佢叫自己做。但係之後會唔會仲有方法可以拎多啲軀殼呢？每一次我諗住拎埋一個殼殼俾佢嘅時候，每一次個古仔都唔同，而且好似頭先以為諗住可能係一周目完，只不過係其中一個軀殼咁樣，好似仲有都幾多嘢下咁。不過今晚呢就嚟到呢度先啦，我想翻去 main menu 嗰度望少少嘢嘅，其實睇下先啦。我諗我哋 save 咗喺呢一度先，係啦，跟住翻去主選單時，想睇下有冇啲回想嗰啲記憶集啊之類嗰啲，好似係冇嘅。係啦，冇啦。好啦，咁今晚玩到嚟呢度先啦。呢個好似同頭先嗰個畫面亦都唔同咗。如果我冇睇錯嘅話，係咯，側邊唔同咗，個地下都唔同晒。好啦，多謝咁多嘅支持，之後再 stream 呢隻 game。係咁先，拜拜，早唞咁多位。